right, guys, we are stretching our backs. Now, it just depends if it's upper or lower back. So I'm going to try to do a combination of all for you. But if you have more of a lower back problem, then maybe more focus on some of the lower back things. If it's more your upper back, then focus more on the upper back. But just listen to your body and do what your body, what feels tighter for your body. So lots of times that if we have a tight back or you're having sciatica pain or anything, it's actually the opposing muscle group that we need to work in order to strengthen that, so then it stops pulling in the back. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is, just before we start, we're going to do cat and cow. So reaching up, flattening out. Now really take your time. The other important thing I want you to really concentrate is using your breath. So when we use your breath through all these movements, it will help you so much more. Okay, so your breath will get you through everything a lot more, and you'll get deeper into the stretch when you focus on your breath. So cat and cow, this is more focusing on your lower back here. Okay, upper back wise, if we're tight, I would do this one, which is pushing your chest down to the ground and trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. If you have an office job, you're sitting at a desk, these part of our back can become quite rigid if we don't move it. Okay, so I would work on, that's more the upper back, I'd work on there. Okay, so as I was talking about before, we want to stretch out the lower back, we want to stretch out your hip flexors. So coming up onto the couch or the wall, I want you to put one leg up on the wall and then bring your other leg up here. Oops. Okay, too close to the wall. So this is going to stretch out our hip flexors. Okay, so from here, I'm keeping my hip tucked in, we're coming up and down. So we're going to stretch out this opposing muscle group, and I want you to do hold it for a minute on each side if you can. If you can hold it longer, amazing, do so. I'll just show you what the other side looks like. Clear up. Okay, up and down. Alright, so you can do this off the couch, you can do it off a wall, but we've got to really put a stretch through here. So 10 of them, a minute of each, if not longer, stretching out the hip flexors, okay? So from there, like I said, we need to work the opposing muscle groups. From here, we are gonna come to your 90-90. Okay, so we're gonna hold this at the 90-90 angle. All right, and again, we want the flexibility in our hips. So we could quickly go like this. All right, but I want to really control it. Coming up, moving around, coming to the other side. All right, so up. You want to really feel that we're coming up and moving around with our hips. Eventually, so we can try more often to do it slow and controlled without holding the ground, and but we need to keep that nice correct posture. All right. So I still lean back a little bit, so that's something that I need to work on. Okay, so 90-90 both sides, working on your hip rotation to loosen up that for your back. Okay, next we are going to stretch your rhomboids, which is more your upper back here. Okay, so hands behind your knees here, and I want you to reach back. So we're going to reach back, and I just want you to move around. Again, it's all you need to move around wherever you feel is kind of tight, and just hang there for a second and just focus on moving around. We just want to move around different directions to stretch out that upper back. Especially if we're hunched or we're leaning over, it tends to become really, really tight. So just lean back with your hands, stretch out that way. Okay, Coming here onto the ground, you can have one leg backwards like this, one leg's out straight, the other leg's backwards. Or if that's too much, you can hold the leg in this way. But this is to open up your back. And then we're going to lean forward. So you might be able to get your, you might be able to get your elbows on the ground. Again, focus on your breath and breathe through it. And just keep trying to lean more forward. Now the goal here is about opening up that back. And if you hold it for a minute, 2 minutes, you'll see that your back opens more, you'll be able to get further forward. All right, so this is just trying to open up that. You will also feel a bit of stretch through your hamstring, okay? So I want you to hold this at least for a minute on each side. Longer is better, depending on the time that you have. And I want you to notice that, use your breath, breathe through it, and in time, do you notice how much further you can get? It's quite good. All right, next, we're going to do a test for our stretch our back. Is can you reach ground? All right, so can you touch your toes? I want you to try to get down as low as you can, and I want you to breathe through it. And focus on seeing if you can get further down on the ground. You might step up on a step or something. And this is going to be wobbly, but just as an example, you might be able to step up on something, and then you might notice that you can get even further, then you could work on getting further down. This will stretch out through your hamstrings, but it's also stretching your back. And then I want you to breathe through it, and then I want you to come to one side. Also, so when we're holding on one side, this hip, my opposite hip, I'm trying to lift up to the sky. 30 seconds minimum on each side while we're doing this. Okay, I've got one last thing to show you. So you need a pole that you can hold. All right. So, one foot over the other. My hand over my head, and this hand overhand grip here. So from here, I'm going to lean into the pole, and then I'm going to push away. So I'm pushing my chest up to the sky, and then we're going to come back in again, and then we're coming up. Okay? So 10 times on each side. You're going to feel the stretch all through your side body. Ten times minimum on each side, coming all the way in. You can, obviously we'll change sides, you can change your feet around, you can try to change your hand position and see if you get a little bit deeper. So the more of that, that's going to stretch both sides. They say that it's one of the most underused stretch. And just another bonus one, you can do this every time you walk past your sink, okay? Sitting down, leaning back. Okay, pushing back, and again we're moving around. We might move side to side. Just listen to your body and where is it feeling tighter. Okay, so move it around from here. 2 hands onto one side, and then lean this way. Sit into it, lean into it. Come the other way. And just really sit and move and lean into it, and it feels so good on your body. But try it every time you pass the kitchen. Okay, that is your back stretches. Make sure you let me know how you go, and I can't wait to see how it feels in 4 weeks' time.